the Sonic High School Sports Blast, your weekly look at high school sports in the Mid-South. This week's show is brought to you by Sonic, by SKB Facilities and Maintenance. We take pride in our work. You will take pride in our results. All-American Sports, your team sports headquarters. By Delta Technical College, hands-on, take off. And by A Step Ahead.
Hey, what's up, hello, and welcome to Sonic High School Sports Blast. I'm Jessica Benson. He is Clayton Collier. It is our last show before Christmas, and do we have a gift of a show for you?
That the puns stop here. That's
Yes.
the number one gift, right?
Yeah.
We actually have high school basketball holiday tournament highlights, the early signing period for football, and it was a busy week for Memphis Preps.
Now, as you watch the show, be sure to watch down here for our high school Concord Career College sports ticker. Plenty of scores for you, plenty of games for you. As for the show, here's a glance at what's coming up next.
We'll have highlights from the Collierville Shootout, the St. Benedict Holiday Hoops Tournament, and more. Find out where the area's top football recruits are headed to play for college ball, and we'll go out to White Station for our Scarlet Athlete of the Week.
But we start with the highlights, and we will start at the Collierville Shootout with the Briarcrest boys. The Saints' perfect start to the season came to an end this past week to Jonesboro at the Bartlett Ultimate South Showcase.
That's right, but we're still talking about an 8-1 team that's on just about every top 10 ranking that you can find for the state of Tennessee. Big key for that is sophomore Kennedy Chandler, and he's emerging as one of the best 2021 players in the Memphis area.
Chandler and the Saints taking on Central out at that Collierville Shootout. Kennedy Chandler, that big reason why Briarcrest is 8-1. So is David Dixon, little bro of McDonald's All-American Liz Dixon, laying helping Briarcrest to the double-digit lead. Central kept the pace thanks to Jalen Hayes, knocks down the high three, finished with 14. The Warriors keyed in on Chandler, but he got this one off right before the half. The sophomore had 12 in the game. His teammate Rodney Newsom picked up the slack from underneath. This is a grown man football man. Briarcrest wins 52-39. The Whitehaven Tigers may be the best 7-4 team in the city, taking on Horn Lake at the Shootout. Now helping the Tigers to 7-4 is the 7'3" Jordan Wilmore. Barely leaves his feet to slam it. I do not know what that life is about. He is tall. Then Memphis 2020 target Matthew Morrell got going, waiting in the corner from the perimeter. Shows off that he can hit the long-range shot, and he can do a little bit of this, too. Watch him go. Morrell with 19 on the night as Whitehaven wins 76-57.
St. George's and Hillcrest. The Griffins still looking for their first win of the season. Jessica Benson called this one a barn burner. Hillcrest up 34-29 in the fourth. Vikings' Trayvon James feed underneath. Cedric Davis flies in baseline for 2 of his team-high 10. Hillcrest made it a full-court game in the fourth. Bruce Allen to Justin Jackson left-hand finish, make it a 12-point game. And then St. George's really struggled to score outside of this guy. Will Johns, third triple of the game. He finished with 16 as Hillcrest wins 53-38. And the reigning Class A state champs Loretto taking on Hernando. Loretto taking on everybody. Malik Wallace was single-handedly winning that battle from underneath, finishing with a team-high 14. His Tigers with an 8-point edge, and then they would go on to Darrell Pickens. Picking the Euro step, Hernando hits the half, up 11, but Loretto closed the gap thanks to a flurry of hooks from the 6'6" Jacob James. James ended with 15 as Loretto takes it 45-41.
At Wooddale High School, the Cardinals hosting Soulsville. Wooddale playing without their superstar Lawson brother duo. The scoring started with Cedric Giovanni dropping the 3 in the first quarter. Wooddale without those Lawson brothers having to look elsewhere. Colin's Carr picking up the slack inside the tip and 1. Then it's going to be Jonathan Duncan. Those full-court drives for the layup and the foul. Wooddale goes up 30-10 in the second. Then it's Chick Diata. This is a full-court baseball pass to Carmelo Morgan, 4-2. They led 32-11 at the half. At the SBA Holiday Hoops Tournament, MUS taking on Munford. MUS off to a little bit of a slow start. One reason for that, quarterback in the state title game, bucket getter on the hardwood. Seller Shy cuts the MUS deficit to 5. Owls within 1. Dakari Scott's triple hands MUS the momentary lead, but Munford wasn't done. Davin Bounce goes from beyond the arc, ties the game, and whoopee, it's free basketball to go with your holiday hoops. Coco A little cooler heads prevailed for the Owls in overtime. Henry Wells put them up for good. Owls pick up just their second win of the season, 51-48 in OT.
The host school, St. Benedict, facing Sipsey Valley. Fourth quarter, Sipsey Valley down 7, and Dakari Smith scores to pull them within 5. Then it's Smith, this time from deep three-pointer. St. Benedict has a sharpshooter of their own, and he'll shoot his eye out. Ties the game, but Dakari Smith, MVP. Dakari Smith scored and got fouled as well. Sipsey Valley wins this one 53-51. Now on the girls' side, St. Agnes is off to a 7-2 start, looking for win number 8 against Overton. In the third quarter, St. Agnes, Olivia Page, paging a bucket. Didn't get an answer. Those pagers are pretty old. 35-31, they lead. A real turnaround this year for St. Agnes. Braley Simmons scoring to put them up 9. And then Overton's Bacardi Peoples. That's a great name. Drives and scores. They trail 40-33. St. Agnes wins this one 63-56.
And back at Wooddale, the Wooddale girls also facing off with the Soulsville girls. This is all Soulsville. Pushing the pace in the second. Tiana Smith, the layup, puts them up 14-6. A lot of Smith in this one. This time she hits the 3, making it 20-8. Soulsville on total cruise control in the second half. Kayla Reek knocking down the J. Soulsville wins this one 47-23. And some Thursday night basketball. Harding hosting their More Than Basketball Christmas tournament. They were taking on KIPP Thursday night. 2019 forward Luke Howard starting to get some D1 looks. One-handed dunk, gonna get him some more. Puts the Lions up 13-5 in the first, up 34-9 in the second. KIPP getting some offense from Tremarius Branch. The hook shot falls, but this one was all Harding and Howard showing he has range too. Corner 3, he had 30 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks on the night as Harding wins 74-40.
Also at Harding, FACS taking on Union City. The Crusaders with a 30-17 lead at the half, and the Tornadoes trying to mount the comeback. Ben McMillan getting them there with the 3 to get them within 11. Now McMillan led all scorers with 16, but the Crusaders always had an answer. Kobe Jeffries taking it baseline, putting it off the glass for 2 of his team high 15, and then a double dose of Kobe's. No, it wasn't Brian. It was Kobe Wilkes hitting a timely 3. FACS goes on to win this one 57-46.
Time for us to take a quick break. When we come back, the early signing period began Wednesday. Find out where some of the best players in the area are headed.
And later on, we meet this week's SKB Scholar Athlete of the Week.